currently, I do have another question about gaming, which is what do you feel about Microsoft buying Blizzard, and then potentially Microsoft only having all games on their own platform, so people have to buy subscription, can't own products anymore. Do you think if that's going to happen, that will work, that people will all get into like the Microsoft universe?
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot to say about that. For those who don't know, Microsoft bought Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, to be fair, because not everyone likes Blizzard per se. Like people play Activision games, which includes Candy Crush. It includes, I think they have the Guitar Hero stuff, and it includes all the Blizzard games. Like you, even if you don't play, probably heard of StarCraft, Diablo, Overwatch, Warcraft. I'm pretty sure you've heard of that before. All of that stuff is now wrapped into the little package and given to Microsoft. Well, not get for like what, $69 billion? Can't be 69 million, right? What is it again?
68.8 or something billion.
Yeah, $68 billion. Yeah, so $68 billion. I mean, again, there's a lot to say and think about it, but I think one of the big reasons is because Blizzard Activision is experiencing problems. And so they had to sell. They know that. And I've made some videos about that, which is you can see the early days of their games. It was pure passion. Like these are gamers who love creating an epic experience. When I looked at World of Warcraft Classic, which is the first version ever, like from 17 years ago, because I didn't play it back then. My mind was blown about how much they built. When you launch a new game, you'd be like, oh, well, we don't know if people will pay a monthly subscription, like $11, $15 a month for a game. We don't know if it's going to work yet. We don't know. Let's just have like 2 races, a smaller region, all this. But they just build like a bunch of races, a bunch of regions. It's hard to walk the whole land. It's the PvP systems it's just mind blowing how much they launched with. And it's just because they had a successful game prior, they made money, and it's like, yeah, let's just make the most epic game we can. Let's just have this best thing possible. And then as time goes by, you can see from in Activision that, and I think our time is going slow, so I'll wrap up in 2 minutes. I think this warrants another time to talk about. I'll talk about Activision itself. So over time, it became more and more of a CFO culture, and I think that's because Activision itself is more of a CFO discipline company. They run mobile games, right? So they're saying, hey, if I spend $1 on making this thing in a game, can I make it back in 2 months, 3? Can I make $1 back or more in 3 months or 5 months? So it's very CFO, it's very calculated. It's like, I only want to do things that are proven to make money, or else I'm not going to invest money into it. And so in the short run, I think it does, they make sure things are balanced, but then the game just kind of sucks. It's just very kind of draggy. It's not about being awesome. It's about, it's trying to make me pay them more money, which is what a lot of free-to-play mobile experiences are doing in general, right? So as in lots and lots of players start feeling that and start leaving. They're like, oh, I love this company when I was growing up, and now they're so stupid. I hate them. And it shows. And people who work in the company, those usually are people who are fans growing up. They work with the company, they're excited, and they're like, oh, now I don't like it anymore. I don't like it here. I don't like the games I'm making. So they're leaving. So there's this big exodus. And then suddenly there's some big controversy for sexual harassments, whatnot. And a lot of, people who make YouTube channels on World of Warcraft, these games, that's their living. That's how they make their living for 10 years. They're like, I can't stand anymore. I'm going to stop playing World of Warcraft. It's risky. It's scary for me because I don't know if any of you still watch my channel. I don't know if I can still make money or not, but this is ridiculous. I feel insulted every time I play these games. And they lost some of their leadership. So Blizzard Activision realized they no longer have the culture to make great games or to continue to make epic experiences. And they see that from all the recent events. So for that reason, they had, I think before they were like, yeah, we're awesome. We're writing the gaming world. We're like, we can just build our dreams. And now they're like, we all care about money. We only care about money. And the money doesn't look good because good talents are all leaving and gamers don't want to play our games as much anymore. So I think that opens up their possibilities. Hey, let's just sell, let's just cash out, right? Let's just sell, get a lot of money, and then it won't be a problem anymore. And so that's why Blizzard had to sell, because literally, like, I'd say mismanagement and a bad culture. Because games are about experiences, just like music. Just they're not necessary, right? It's you only use them because they make you happy. They give you delight. So it's not really accounting like, hey, you do A, you get B. It's really about, wow, every time I touch it, I feel amazed, and that's hard to, penny count on those kind of things. Now, the last thing is Microsoft. Obviously, they want to go into gaming. With Xbox has been one of a very, very powerful thing. If they treat this as an Xbox thing, I think they could do a great job. If they treat it as a lot of other Microsoft things, like very function focused, very bureaucratic, then I'm quite worried also. Subscription, I think, companies will do whatever revenue model that works, that makes them money. But I'd say it's most likely a lot of it is better than free to play. I mentioned about free to play. The problem with free to play is that you play the game for free and they give you agony. In order to avoid the agony, you pay them money, right? So they actually have to purposely make it sucky to play the game unless you keep paying them money. And it's just better. I think it's just more respect. Like, hey, I love playing the game. I'm paying like $10 a month, whatever it is, for a great experience. And because you want to keep me paying for $10 every month, every single month you want to update the game, you want to make it better, so I never want to leave. I think that's a better model, as long as people can economically afford it and it's not overcharged.
Yeah, thank you. I think I'm very, I wouldn't say curious, but very interested to see what will happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, the effects of it we likely won't see in their games output until, I'd say, maybe 3 to 5 years later, 2 if we're lucky. It takes a lot of time to absorb a big company, change the culture, and push the product. They're usually just still on their existing trajectory. Usually after 3 years, 4 years, like, oh, you no longer have your Blizzard login. Oh, you have to use your like Microsoft login. I always forget my password for that. Maybe I won't do it as much. Like going on Skype, going on like MSN, or log into Teams. Like, that password stuff, I hate it. So maybe you have to use your Microsoft login to play these games now. I guess that's it. Thanks a lot for showing up to my live coaching sessions, and look forward to seeing you in the Slack community, in the videos, or comments under the videos in the island, and also, of course, in all the future live coaching sessions. And with that said, I will see you guys next time.
Bye.